I'm moving to LA in August. I'm moving to LA and I'm trying to start a career. I'm not making another feature after this. Now is the time to write. I'm just gonna write screenplays. Oh! I love the Indiana Jones one over there. Yours.
Oh yeah. The crappy one, like that's the Cup of Christ. This is my dad's 50mm prime lens from Japan from the 70s that he used on his 35mm camera. And since the 35mm camera is broken, I stole this and the other lens.
I have a theory that Japanese girls would really like Kyle.
What?
So that's what it looks like on the 7D, huh? This goofy little thing.
So we're really just doing a blog of the show of showcasing all of our hardware.
Yeah, we're showing.
This isn't like phallic at all.
So the deal is that on this film we're shooting on the 7D, the Canon 7D.
It's an APS-C sensor, which is not full frame in terms of still photography, but it is damn close to full frame 35mm.
Actually, it costs $1,800, and that's really the reason we're shooting on it.
This is probably I think this is the widest lens in the collection of lenses that we have, and this is really freaking wide. It's kind of ridiculous.
I'm thinking maybe for like the heaven sequence.
I was thinking about the one where we focus on your dick. You know, it makes things bigger. You know.
You want it to be wide?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this craziness. Do that some more. Do that some more. Okay, now you do it too, John.
Well, okay.
I haven't figured.
Swinging dicks.
What are you doing on this movie?
People tell me I'm shooting it.
What,
You know?
how do we know each other?
We work it together. This is the Cube, where all the magic happens. All kinds of sex happens and drugs and... No, not really.
That's where I work. That's where Dan
That's it.
works.
And what do? We fix computers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Crap. A familiar face, but
Yes.
a thinner one nonetheless. Than
Slightly.
well, than the last time we saw you.
I'm John Hunt. I'm sort of producer, sort of just technology guy.
You write music. And
I do, but I'm not gonna have a whole lot of music.
Kyle Gage.
If you know of, or you are,
No,
you know of
come
or
on.
are, very attractive.
Poet laureate.
No. No.
Attractive.
Don't listen to him.
Asian women.
Don't listen to him.
Japanese women preferable, actually.
I don't know where they're getting this. They want to live vicariously
Kyle
through me. They want me to date women so that
is a
they can find out what they're
fantastic
like.
gentleman.
You've
Yeah.
never done anything with film before.
I hate film
And so why are you shooting one?
because I like these.
You like cameras.
I like cameras.
And it might be fun to hang out with friends and make a movie.
Yes.
That's the
That's
idea.
my whole cut in this. And this
Okay.
whole thing is just I'm
Single Asian woman.
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about this program that I've written that is currently called Breakdown. You had asked me to break down the script, and I, rather than just breaking it down for one time, I thought, well, if we ever want to make any changes to the script, it turns out a better way to do it would just be a full-fledged application, because maybe there's not really a whole lot of applications that can actually do this really easily. The format for Final Draft scripts now is actually XML. You can see that there's information about like the scene heading, and there's our where our scene is. So what I've done is I've written a program to take this Final Draft file, which is right out of the program, do analysis on it, and generate reports. In this particular scene, there's only Jess, and she just has one line. And now it's going to tell us what other scenes use this same location and who it needs.
He's draining me of my life force. This reminds me why you never feed a stray cat, because they'll never leave you alone. You never talk to John Hunt about software. You'll never be done with them. But, however, on a side note, while they were talking, I almost convinced Keith that this was caviar. I said it was rare red caviar. Caviar by Glade. It smells like cinnamon. Came this close to Ian, I thought. I was very convincing. I said, unlike black caviar, this is from sharks.
I would have had the caveat, but they're a little big.
It smells awfully like cinnamon and
it
apples.
smelled like-
Can you show me the pregnant stomach?
Oh my god. Look at that thing.
I don't know why.
But now it's gone.
6 months pregnant.
What else do you want it to do besides give context?
Suck my cock!
It doesn't have an AI yet.
Right.
Should I be recording?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
There's a
Hi,
tape-
what's up,
there's a tape in
Cameron?
there.
Hi, I'm Maya Murphy, and I'm non-union.
And we love non-union. She plays a prostitute that allows him to. He has a foot fetish where he wants to put his toe in her ass. Which, by the way, has scared off a lot of. As soon as people know that's a little bit of what it is, they don't want to do it. Of course, you wouldn't have to do that. You wouldn't have to do that on camera.
It's art.
It's art.
She spent a life being beautiful, basically, and it fucks people up.
Oh my god, this is twisted.
Yeah, it's kind of retarded.
No, it's hilarious. So I guess I'm playing the hot blonde.
No, you're playing Miguel, the 42-year-old Mexican child molester.
I'm always playing the hot blonde, though. I'm so typecast.
What do you think I get? You don't think I get typecast? I'm always cast as like a drag queen, or actually, you know what I always get cast as? These D&D kids always want me to be in their like mystical fantasy men films from the forest. Kind of a hobbit. She's taking social convention. She's not listening to what Jess is saying and just kind of operating on assumptions completely.
So they're from two different eras.
Oh, all of our friends are gay. I'm pretty sure God's on our side.
Well, you could invite your queer friends to the stuff outside the church, like the reception and stuff. Well, I was doing a little bit of like a Kentucky accent.
I love it.
Yeah.
I didn't write it that way, but
Yeah.
it makes it extra
Just kinda
hilarious.
like, yeah, a little
Well,
bit.
somehow the southern accent brings
You-
with
yeah,
it.
You can have your queer friends at the reception.
Yeah, so she's kind of, it's actually a sweet moment between, even though, because you got to consider the fact that Neil has never even had even this level of intimacy with a girl. Like, he's never even sat across a table with a drunk girl before, let alone, like, but the tragedy is we find out that she's fucking 17, and it's just a terrible situation for the poor guy.
One of the other interns, we all want the same position, so it's getting really bitchy. But I'm the cute redhead, so I get picked on.
Well, you could come in, like, unshowered, or dye your hair black.
Are you kidding? Being the cute redhead is what's gonna get me this job.
Dan really objectifies Brendan in a big way. He was like, he was just, when I first came out, he was the guy I was just able to fuck all the time.
Wait, Dan says something about Brendan?
Yeah. They both, let's put it this way, this is the best way to put it, they both look at each other as immature. They both are like, you know what I mean? It's
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Brendan's above Dan and Dan's above Brendan.
Oh shit. You really have no idea. It's June, so...
Fucking spit it out.
Pride.
Oh, right. Pink elephant on parade.
Can't believe you forgot.
So when especially that first line, open the store right now, you sicko, that is, you are seeing your daughter, your 16-year-old daughter administer a hand job to this gross guy.
Okay. Open this door right now, you sicko.
Ma'am, I am so sorry.
Yes. Hi. I have a sexual predator here at the Oriental Pearl.
I really appreciate that you guys have made the effort to come out here and look at something so depraved and ridiculous as what I wrote on this page. And yeah, I mean, the idea is like, I guess the whole idea behind it is, it's two kids who are embarrassed of each other. They're both embarrassed to be doing this, and yet they're doing it anyway, and they don't really know why.
And they're standing there behind a shed with their pants strapped down.
Exactly.
So you want it not like really, do you want it like really serious?
Well, I think if you do it seriously, I think it will make it a lot funnier.
We never talk about wieners in my house. It's a rule. Yours is all pale and wormy. No, don't touch it. I've never spermed before, and I don't want you to make me sperm before my first time, because then I'll be gay forever.
Frank, does this make us gay?
Oh, I'm not gay. I wish you were a girl right now so bad. Jay, listen, Brian's a loser. The kid sucks and his house smells. He's a fucking liar.
Keith is one of two actors who've been cast in the film that are not actually actors. And so figuring out a way to make them work is going to be key. He's playing the part of Neil, which is kind of based on him, loosely based on him. I have to say loosely because otherwise it's kind of insulting. And
it's a very flattering...
We're trying to do the scene where it's the young versions of us talking about sex. This is based on our
This is based on a real incident. When I was younger, I used to have a big crush on this girl named Christine Botello. Neil!
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Christine. Remember me? In this, I have a big crush on Christine DeMello.
Very similar.
You know Tamara?
Yeah.
She has a nice ass.
Yes.
Why don't you ever say anything like that?
Because all I would say is she has a nice ass. What can I say about
But
it?
you
It's not
never,
like a
but you never end up saying that by yourself. Say that right now. Tell me she's got a nice ass and mean it.
Tamara has a nice ass.
You fucking suck.
You know what? Fuck you. I don't like Christine Patello. I want to fuck Christine Patello. I just want to fucking rip her pants off. And I'm saying Patello, not DeMello. Patello! That can't go to the blog. You're screaming about it!
Alright.
If he's worth a damn, a little foot massage and a couple of beanos will be recipe for love. Over for me, that should be no problem.
Way to keep changing spaces.
I was trying to sit down and do acting homework, and I'm looking at it like this is too intuitive. I know what it is, and I can't come up with objectives.
That's sort of how I felt too.
She was the hot girl with 3 lines in like an FX movie. Granted, I'm not film hot. I need to lose like 4 sizes and never eat again. But like...
You're gonna have to be film hot.
So she was excited for this because like, hey, I have lines and I'm gonna be funny and I'm gonna be a character. I'm not just sexy walking away girl.
Half the actors on the WB come from modeling agencies, not acting agencies.
Really?
Ones-
So why can't he be in CW TV shows? He's basically a model. Look at him.
What are you talking about?
I know my models.
Well, then do you think
Straight
he's got what it
down.
takes to be a vampire on the CW?
But unless you can compare it to a wider palette, how do you know it's your favorite?
Because my dick gets hard.
But you're not.
I like what I like. What's your favorite food?
I don't know. Either steak or lobster, I guess.
See, I like macaroni and cheese. My favorite food. I like what I like.
But unless you can compare it to a wider palette, how do you know it's your favorite?
Because my dick gets hard.
But how do you know there's not something better? You're taking it seriously! You crack first and I'm gonna crack!
I'm looking for an unawkward way to...
No, you're not being awkward. It's completely sincere, and then you realize it's awkward after you said that.
How do you even have a developed taste in women at 14?
Because my dick gets hard. Is that even a line?
No.
She's funny.
Wait, that's him. Hold on, let me just let him in.
Get the script and like just these things should be a close, these things shouldn't. I think even we should use my fucking 50. The Indiana Jones 50. Hey Dan, what are we doing right now?
We're about to shoot the last scene of Sexually Frank.
The last scene, okay. And what's so important about the last scene?
What's so important is the sex scene with Frankie and Nina involved in it.
And I would, while she's prettying herself up, you might want to start... You might want to start writing this room, because we're shooting in this room.
What's going on today, Frankie?
Shooting the toughest stuff to write, actually. Remember, I went through a lot of revisions because people kept going, no, not a good movie yet, not a good movie yet. We kind of
These
introduced
goddamn dogs.
each other. This is our little like making of internet bullshit. Did you watch me eat a lot of pudding?
Yeah, yeah. I watched you get sick too.
How the hell are you wearing that hoodie?
I ate a lot one.
It's warm, but it's not that hot. I freeze all the time.
You freeze?
I freeze every day.
John
of my life.
freezes. News to
Ever
me.
since I lost weight, I freeze.
He's wearing a fucking hoodie and it's like 90 degrees out.
I would like to get his close up and possibly mine. Just from when we're standing here. Hey, how do you know we couldn't? And then we're wrapped. Then we're wrapped at this location. We move over to
How exciting!
Maya's sex pad.
Yay!
Frankie, are you happy?
I'm very happy. This guy's very good. So let's get into position.
Yep. Let's go.
Cut.
Let me do a single. Let me do a single.
Then I say it's good meeting you, Justin. The fact that you don't even say goodbye. The fact that you keep pondering.
Then I just put the sunglasses down and let it go.
Yeah, then a minute later. Hey babe, good guy.
We're good. Let's go.
Keith.
Hey,
What's going on, Keith?
Yeah, it's going.
Sexy stuff.
Yeah.
Sexy stuff. Neil is getting his thing on.
Yes, I'm
That's true.
filming my fantasy scene where I
Okay.
I get it on with some redheads.
Are you going to be masturbating furiously in this scene?
Will I or will Neil?
No, well, Neil, yes, not you. Will
Neil, maybe.
Okay.
Me, probably.
Alright, keep it.
Sucks.
You gotta pose like I need a picture of you for when you call my phone.
That's so sweet. Keith Sadek is ready for his masturbation scene.
My children, I love you just as God loved Jesus. Cut.
What the fuck?
And just as I'm supposed to say fuck because it's supposed to freeze on this guy's face, I also said fuck because we lost power.
we tripped a circuit. That was pretty classy.
I blew a
Frankie.
circuit on the first take.
I'm just trying really hard not to get your goatee in the shot.
I should have asked you.
I could shave real quick if you
No.
Okay, why don't we just get this?
Are you
Just
caring about what it actually sounds like, or do you want
A little bit.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to sound good.
Dan is in
fine.
place
I
of
got
a
both.
girl who's supposed to be shooting. I mean, supposed to be playing violin.
This is it for her. Once we get this shot, we're done.
How's it going for you, Keith?
It's good. It's warm.
You were very nervous. Are you as nervous now?
No.
You're pretty relaxed?
Once you're acting,
You're just hanging out in your undies?
We need like overhead shots of Keith masturbating. We still have other scenes that take place in that room. We got to do that. Then we go out and do some car stuff while it's still light out. So we actually gotta move.
Done. Fucking out. No, absolutely not. So what's going on right now, Frankie?
We ate a ton of mac and cheese, salad, and hot dog. Dan ate some chicken for the first time in turkey, for the first time in a long time, right?
It's been years.
Years.
Keith, how do you feel about this morning?
Morning was really awkward. I wasn't happy about it, but you know what? I think it'll be funny.
Now, why weren't you happy? Is because you were like pretty much naked the whole
Because I was
time?
pretty much naked simulating jerking off.
Simulating.
Let's do it.
I don't think there's any simulating.
It was very real simulating.
I was looking, and it seemed to me that you were wearing my boxers on top of your boxer briefs.
I was.
Yeah,
And
I know because I
you were
could.
reaching between the two.
Weak. What do you say to that, Keith?
Because I was standing at an angle that I would have seen your penis had you not done that.
Yeah, me too.
There was a method to my madness, and I was like, I don't have boxer briefs.
There's no more
Nina
food for
was very
anyone else
helpful
in
in
the
making sure we ate.
Oh, there she is, Nina. Look at this. And where's John Ryan? Where's John Ryan?
John Ryan went to a Staples to take a shit.
To go destroy a bathroom.
To go destroy a bathroom. He wouldn't do it at Frankie and Nina's place because he was a guest and he didn't want to destroy that home.
Oh, hi.
Are you happy now?
Will it not go in? I mean, will it,
We're putting poison in this man.
how troublesome is this?
You're poisoning me, Frankie Train.
Am I really?
No, it's alright.
Okay.
You're poisoning my soul, though.
John Ryan and I went to bed around 2 something. We had a lot of fun. And by fun, I mean Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know Andros? We took him down. Like, the difficult Andros, like the secret Andros. By the time we got to Star Wolf, all we had left was Star Fox and like Peppy here had half the health left. So John Ryan had to go fight Star Wolf, Leon, Andrew, and Pigma Dengar with just Peppy at half health. You know? He did it though. It was pretty sweet.
So we're gonna get your face first
Okay.
as you're bending over.
Serious porn star shot over here.
Yep, this is totally.
This is the complete porn shot.
Yeah, see, Kyle.
I researched this extensively.
Oh God. Yes.
Remember to hike up the back of her skirt. Do it.
Yeah, that actually works if you raise it that high.
I got a call at 8:30 the next morning, which I thought was really early for a young person, especially an actor. I'm like, oh, I pick up. Hey, this actually isn't. This is its mother. I intercepted your voicemail last night. It sounded covert to me. And
Was this on his cell phone or?
Yeah, his cell.
She's got like a
And
satellite
I
in
go,
the
okay.
backyard.
I go,
Like,
okay, well, what's going on? And she goes, well, he's in Florida right now. I have his phone. He had to go to Florida on an emergency. I go, okay, well, is he going to be there this weekend? Yes. Oh, I just hung up.
I think that really just means rehab. I really can't imagine.
Rehab? Whoa! Whoa!
That's
a conclusion.
What else do you have to like go to Florida
must
for
be
an
rehab.
emergency?
Exactly right.
Without
guess
your
so.
cell phone.
Without your cell phone, yeah.
Without
I've
your
watched
cell
Exactly what
Intervention.
I thought.
Brendan was just a really good first boyfriend. Okay? I mean, he was just...
Does he ever make a sandwich or anything and there's nothing gay about it?
The boom just looked like he was about to run right into the shot.
Okay, if you could do any scene in the world right now, what would it be? Just the three of you, right now in a pizza place.
That scene where Terminator jumps on the side of the truck after flipping it over and he rides it like a surfboard.
One thing I know is which close-ups of mine I've already done.
He always has to know.
You remember the script. You wrote the damn thing, and he can't remember his lines.
It's really true.
Frankie.
It's like 130 pages. Who writes
You know what's
this?
funny?
You do.
Oh, yeah.
You know what Frankie is to this operation, Nina?
What?
He's tits on a bull.
You know, this whole operation is a bull. You know, horns, big, bad, scares people. He's probably killed a few Mexicans. You know, I can see people that are the horns, you know, and I can see that Frankie is the tits. Hence saying uses his tits on a bull.
Hello, Daniel. What did we just do?
We were just idiots and decided to shoot a scene on a school bus. Oops. School buses have pretty stiff suspensions, so we were bouncing like crazy.
Look at these, the child stars right here.
Drop the gun.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
You have a lot of fun?
Back off. My turn.
It's a gorgeous day. Look at that outside. It's gorgeous. Oh, you locked me out? Look at these kids. Look at these little fucks. They locked me out with a bunch of assholes. These fucking cocksuckers.
No, you little son.
Be nice to each other, okay?
I'm sorry,
Be nice
I
to
couldn't
me.
resist. Okay, we'll be nice.
Okay, good. Why are you here?
This woman and I keep fighting, and I can't damn stand her. I don't even know who the fuck she is, bitch. What's going on here? So these are the replacement shoes.
I've got some really serious gym shoes. These are only for the most super athletes.
Those look like army surplus shoes. The bathroom, I believe, is this way. Let's go.
This is the locker room.
Yeah, you just take a dump on the floor.
We have that, which isn't really.
Yeah,
the
which is
gym.
so stuff. I got this crazy hat.
I love it.
I got this crazy hat, so. But I can take the clips out.
Let's go with the blue and the blue and the blue. I think I make it.
This is the first day of replacing John Hunt. How do you feel?
It's such a bad idea.
Yeah, she reacted with Keith all day.
Damn that Keith, huh? Are you interested in Keith? We've been trying to sell him out, you know, for sex.
I've heard some stories.
We were willing. I don't even know how much we were up to. I think at least over $500. How old did you guess he
I
was?
walked away from that feeling really good.
I said either 12 or 46.
46 is more appropriate.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were offending him in some way? He's a little emotional. Keith, I know you're listening to this.
Sensitive, isn't he?
There was once a time in computer science class where you used to throw lotion at him.
In a bottle, or is it just
You
free
first
flowing?
pump it out into your hand,
Hot.
and then you throw it as if it were a baseball, and it's great. People don't even know it's on them. Globs. Where is she? She's been inside the
deliver one of
locker
your
room
ones?
slash bathroom for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think
One
she
of my
passed
lines
away.
is, I'm ready for the treadmill.
And yeah.
You want me to stay back there?
No. Just stash the stuff behind there.
Oh, okay.
Hey! It says blog written all over it. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Let's get out of here.
This is our star who came all the way from New York.
We love her.
Yes.
This is a match made in
Excellent.
heaven.
What are you wearing? Just
My
make
Chanel
sure.
dress. Good for you ladies. I love it.
What dress are you gonna wear, Aaron?
I already said my Chanel. Were you not listening, Dan?
Nice.
Son of a bitch. Oh my Lanta.
Oh, fuck you, Frankie. If the fucking actor bails on us, I have to fucking do this. What's even the role? What's the kid's name?
You're the older version of Brian.
I came in my $60 Urban Outfitter jeans.
That's $60.
Well, I'm just saying in contrast to the $10 Walmart jeans that I got on right now.
Who belonged to who?
Frankie Frayne.
Right.
And his short ass legs.
So the problem we have that problem right now.
Short ass legs. What are these, like 28 long?
But the giant crotch. Look at the giant crotch. I have a bigger dick than you.
What? This is actually pretty. The Calvin Klein
This is
good?
great.
Is the Calvin Klein good?
This is excellent.
This is good.
My problem is that I like to swallow
Soon to be parents. So John, what are we doing today?
We're setting up to record this little tiny scene at the Westport Fair. Little tiny scene. A lot of coordination. Little tiny scene.
Are you rolling, John? Where's Sean?
John,
John, are you rolling?
Johnny.
Are you rolling?
I'm waiting for you.
I'm yelling at you right now.
Okay, you need to speak into the microphone.
I am speaking.
Just talk at them. I can hear you when you speak at them.
He was talking.
What?
You
didn't say action. I'm waiting for your action.
I said, are you rolling? I've been saying that for the last 10 minutes. Are you
I
rolling?
just asked you. No. That's how it happens. Whenever you're so distracting, I always look.
There's a thing. A scene is being set up. Kyle comes into the scene like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr."
Demands.
This movie might not pay, but it will pay off.
I signed on to it on those grounds. So I hope it pays off.
I cannot see text like that, but wait.
I had no idea.
How young she was? Officer.
Honest.
Honest. And what did the BJ's woman say to you,
The
right?
first one was like, I can write that. I went up to the checkout lady, and she said, she looked at it and she went, I had no idea. Is he going away? To which Aaron said, I should have said.
For a very long time.
Right now, to overstay my satisfaction.
Not that hard.
Science. We do what we must because we can. For all the.
What are you talking about?
Except for the ones who are dead, but there's no use crying over every mistake. You have to keep on trying to run out of a cake, and then the science gets done, and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive.
Give me a little tear.
Give the camera a corpse.
This is a match. Everybody against Lily.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just randomly pressing buttons.
As Meta Knight, just keep pressing the button that makes a tornado. That's how Keith wins. If you're ever playing as Meta Knight, all you do is press the red button to be a tornado over and over again, and that's how Keith wins this game for years now. Look at it, she's winning.
Died again.
You sucker! Can we put the dogs on now?
Our dogs are too misbehaved for that.
I should show you. I have pictures of Emerson kids with a 7D. They have huge mat boxes and these like big dials and like ridiculously huge shoulder rig. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Camera, rig, that's it. Why the fuck do you need a mat box?
All right, so
He's got a monitor, and he's got a fucking mat box.
that's a 7D under there
And
somewhere.
it's a 7D under there.
And they're getting their jollies off about it.
What? I'm getting ignored in there so you can talk to your ex-boyfriend?
I like how from this angle, the Ben on the screen is looking at the Ben in real life. I like that.
Personality is just gay. Gay. This guy's personality is just gay. That was fucking gay guy.
Fucking gay kid. All right, Frankie, now we're done ADR. What are we about to do?
Watch the movie. All right, so any major comments?
I thought the pacing was amazing. I thought it fled by. I thought it was really good.
What do you think, Ben?
I think, yeah.
You think we have something?
Yeah, I think we've got a movie. A movie. It happened.
Is there a way that we can reshoot this?
They're concerned about the lack of lighting and therefore the grain in the stuff with me in the back of the theater.
So have her over here and have the shoulder over here. She's really great on camera. It's so natural. Your first impulses, like you look at your opening frames, your initial impulses of framing are good. And then the shot keeps running and you're like, oh, I'm afraid. Let's get more and more centered with it. But look at your initial impulses. They're dead on. I'm so glad you guys sought out the Koyaanisqatsi shot. I mean, it was like kind of uncanny.
There was no intention. I didn't intentionally do that, but it was just, I knew when I was doing it that I had seen the shot before and I really liked it.
It's probably swimming around your subconscious.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I remember my brain being a little bit flustered with that location. I was like, I don't even know how to approach this. One of the biggest seeming contradictions in my life that I've had to reconcile is what it means to do your best without caring about the result. That seems like a contradiction. You know, I came to understand that any caring about the result is energy that is invested in the future. You can only do something about this moment. You know, I'd have these moments where I would take some action and the result would be the desired result, but my action was deeply flawed. I did not do what it was I intended. I lucked out. Was that what I'm looking for? Had other moments where I did exactly what I wanted to do. I felt totally in the flow state, and the result was absolutely not the right result. Is that what I'm looking for? Yes, it is. The honesty of this scene is just so phenomenal. I mean, these moments of like, she doesn't cheat on him or tries not to, and like all of this that I'm talking about, the story, the characters, the performances, everything at this moment, I'm like completely being carried. It's a real tribute to the strength of the film that at this moment I'm just on the roller coaster. That close-up of the hands, I think people will often like throw away extreme close-ups, like, oh, it's just an ECU, don't worry about it. I mean, that's what Hitchcock told us, right? It's like the thing is as big on the screen as its importance in the story at that moment.
Kyle, you were totally wrong.
What?
I was not offended.
Okay, good.
He thought you would be offended?
Yes, he did.
We think it's a chick flick. What do you think?
No, I just love the shot in the car.
Yeah.
So there's like, and he's got the camera in the front seat. There are two shots there. There's one in the front, and then
Yeah, that's a suction cup on the side of the on the
back
side of the car.
seat, is he just over the back?
You know, you got to bring up this idea of like, not every sex offender had sex with a 12-year-old child.
Right. There's lots of shades of gray that we never considered.
Remotely get the least bit political. Which and you managed to do that with a couple of other things.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you intended to do it. It might have been like a
Totally. I did.
smart.
It's more about.
It is a very smart way.
One of the big objectives was I want to portray things that I've never seen in movies before. Especially my problem with the portrayal of gay people in movies is that I always find that they're portrayed either as kind of a really secondary character or almost comic relief, like Sarah Jessica Parker's best friend.
Is it first time acting?
Whose?
Nina. Wife's first time?
Yeah.
Does it bother you that she stole the show?
No. God, I love that she stole the show.
Yeah, she was really.
Because she kind of did in the script too, right? I mean, that was the
Well,
thing.
yeah, I mean, I remember reading it going, is your wife really possibly this cool?
We're going to be showing the MFA committee the film. My MFA committee are 3 chosen faculty members, the chosen ones. There's C, who you all already know, Tom Kingdon, who many of you already know, and Catherine Ramey, who really only Kyle knows.
So I have some specific notes, but I'm generally looking for flow. And I really agree with Catherine that it needs cutting. And I wanted very much, I'd always wanted to see how you would fit in as the main character through it. And I feel that there's a problem there. That's the problem. Smug is coming across to me as smug, and I'm not finding you funny. I'm finding the other characters funny because you're directing them, but it's not Woody Allen. It's not, because you're not projected enough in the story.
All right, so here's my fancy pants editing setup. The center monitor is where I run Adobe Premiere. I've got a preview monitor over here to the right, and over here I have a little Mac Mini from 2004 that I won in early college, and that just sits there and plays movies while I'm rendering. There's the PC. It edited Abo the Hue Monkey, and now has edited Sexually Frank. Right above it is that 2004 Mac Mini, and then above that are 2 external hard drives. The top one is where I sort of work off of the project files, and that's kind of the one that I move around, and to the bottom is just an absolute copy of everything. Of course, if I was smarter, I wouldn't just have 2 connected to the same computer running off of one another. The double would be in another building or in a safety deposit box in the event that the house goes up in flames one day. No, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Frankie, I used Adobe Premiere back in 1998 when it worked like shit. Why are you using it now? Well, times have changed. Adobe Premiere CS5 is pretty much Final Cut Pro, except that I can run it on a PC, a cheap-ass PC. But more than that, I can put Premiere projects into Final Cut Pro by exporting a little XML file. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. File, export, Final Cut Pro XML. All I have to do is export that little itty-bitty file, import it into Final Cut Pro on a Macintosh, and this might as well have been edited in Final Cut. You can't do it backwards. You can't put a Final Cut product into Premiere, so that is huge. And it's important because Dan Leach is going to be doing the color correction in Final Cut Pro, or more specifically in Apple Color.
Who are you?
Ian Gage, artist guy.
Whose brother are you?
Kyle's brother with the FaceTime there.
Okay. Ian's making the posters. Why don't you get the sketch out?
I drew this sketch.
That's the original sketch. Frankie loved this. He thought it was perfect, and he was afraid to deviate from it. This is the first draft painting. He's a little yellow and brown. And this is the second draft / final painting.
Everything'll be alright someday.
The Brothers Gage presents.
So I'm setting up here for a watercolor painting of the 2 boys who look at each other's dicks at the start of the movie. This is what I prefer to paint with, which anyone who's artistically inclined is going to laugh at me, but it's Crayola educational watercolors. Just see how dark. I'm going to work in layers, like washes, one on top of another. So this is just going to be a really light wash of gray, and then I'm just going to consistently do more light washes of gray over that, which will darken certain areas. It makes it hard to fuck up, basically. I feel like Bob Ross right now.
You should.
This is like if you're in Photoshop, for those of you who might use Photoshop, and you're working with the paintbrush and you put it at like 2% opacity. Work really, really slowly in layers. That's how I'm gonna work on the skin.
And you'll find there's like a little roller coaster, like kids roller
Oh, right
coaster
there,
thing.
okay.
Yeah, just set up there.
We've been here before.
Why don't you show and explain the power stance?
Well, he doesn't have the power stance right now. This is the power kneel. See, I can't do the power stance because I'm not the same height. So my power stance isn't the same.
What are we doing, Frankie? Now we've gotten this comment a few times, right, that my character lacks emotion in performance and in character. That this relationship, this story arc between Jess and Frank never really goes anyplace dark or anyplace dramatic. It's a little too shiny. And we never really understand Frank's motivation for making his video. I'm trying to solve all those problems in a 2.5-page scene. Hey, so it kind of occurred to me that the blogs covered all aspects of the film, but what you didn't see is the guy that we got to do music. We used some of his songs, and he also had a library of some other artists that we were able to use. His name is Mark David, met him online, and he goes by Stark Raven Madman. That's his, I guess, sort of artist alias. There's a sort of theme of Sexually Frank. It's called Behind the Barn. And when I first heard it, I was kind of like, I don't know about this song. It's like the lyrics are borderline pedophilic, and I don't know if I want it in the movie. But then the more I listened to it, it was kind of good humored, and I thought that it belonged in the film.
In the opening sequence, we see the fellows out behind an old barn showing dicks. So I called a friend of mine, Sarah Mason. This chick is the real deal. She's huge in Europe. And it was a little precarious because it's sort of like, in American terms, it's sort of like calling Cyndi Lauper good. So the funny part was, we had a guitar player in Wisconsin. We had another guitar player out of Vancouver, British Columbia. We had me doing vocals and percussion here in Ohio, and another vocalist in England, all coming together for one song for a film in New England. Sent it up to Frankie, and he liked it. I was surprised. He said it grew on him, so that was cool.
So this is my color correction setup in my bedroom. These are the scopes. This is the main monitor. It's a nice Dell color calibrated monitor. But like if I wanted to, I could make the whole thing really, really red, or I could make it really, really blue. The point being that it wasn't done correctly in the first place, so I'm fixing it now. Or I can do really crazy things, like if I want, I can make it really, really light, or I can make it really, really dark. All the time.
Whoa, make it dark again.
Make it dark?
That looks like 7. And whoa, make it light again. That looks like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek.
Flare. Oh God.
Oh,
no,
Star
dude,
Trek.
Star Trek. J.J. Abrams.
Oh,
Anyway.
Christopher Pine. Oh.
Kyle has already begun his side of this blog, but since then, he and I had a heart-to-heart. I gave him lots of notes on his scenes, and I decided that he can't really color correct, and he kind of agreed with me. But you can color correct quite well. You just do it super slowly. Tell us a little bit about the process, because you're actually the ones that sort of invented our color process.
Before we even started shooting anything, was do a lot of research about whether or not we should be using a custom color profile, whether we should be going towards color correction or not, and since we were not going to light any scenes, or very minimal scenes. So there's a profile that we've loaded onto the cameras that flattens everything.
We also sort of didn't want the Canon look, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's the main reason for it. Otherwise, we're going to look like any other Vimeo video, which...
Camera demos.
Yeah. We flattened the look. It looks like raw film almost, and it has a little of a pastelish look, and it's nice and ugly. So, first of all, this is obviously daylight that we're seeing here. It's late evening. You got a lot of ambient light coming in from the city. We want it to look like night. City night. And there's not much, it's kind of pastelish in the skin tones. Not much definition. So... here's what it is afterwards. Now we got some nighttime. Got some nice light hitting him on the side of the face here, as if it's like street light coming in. A nice cool blue, like later at night tone as well. We still have the highlights hitting the hair here. So you have to go through each shot by shot. We want to make sure that when we shoot, that we have a range of lights from 0 to 100. 0 being true black, 100 being true white.
So as I recall, there was a scene where Nina gets up, and you can see her butt in her underwear, and she's supposed to be nude, and it just looks dumb that she would have underwear on. But at the same time, we didn't want to reshoot it because we liked the performances, and so Dan did something about this.
So I'm gonna scrub right to it
Yeah.
real quick. Oh, there it is.
Some underpants.
Bam. You've already seen enough of her ass. So, here's what we did. Kaboom!
No more underpants.
She's shadowed. Maybe you can intercut some actual footage with this rather than taking a camera to a computer monitor.
This is my hope.
Oh, God.
10 years? Wow. So when you guys get married?
We all want the same position, so it's getting really bitchy. But I'm the cute redhead, so I get picked on. So wrong.
At least you laughed.
Color correction is it's a long and arduous process, but it really defines what your movie looks like. It can help decide what your artistic vision is and what you really want it to look like. And it's a gaffer's worst nightmare.
I'd like to hear you talk a little more about the characters and how you feel about them, because actually, knowing what I knew about it going in, the characters end up being much more sympathetic, and it's as a sweeter ending than I expected.
Yeah, you thought that there'd be a kind of a harsher cynicism to it at large. Why did you think that?
Just
the way I stop around eating pizza, talking about dicks.
and how hard you were trying to convince me that it was okay to show it.
So I got no critiquing or anything. I just want to say I liked it even more the second time through, which is saying a lot. But the score stuff that you added was great.
You were used to Cat Stevens in it.
I was used to Cat Stevens. I was like, how are we going to do better than Cat Stevens at the end?
Even though a lot of people were like, this Cat Stevens crap.
This is a good way to cut it.